Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Ousmane Dembele is set to leave Barcelona because Dembele has rejected a contract at Barcelona following a furious meeting with club bosses. Manchester United have contacted Ousmane Dembele's representatives, so too have other clubs. Dembele's contract at Barcelona expires next year. Ousmane Dembele has been at Barcelona since 2017, so he's been with them for around 5 years now. Barcelona got him for £135 million, with add-ons included, from Borussia Dortmund. Ousmane Dembele is injury prone. He's a forward, he's still young, he's only the age of 24. By the way, it's said recently that Ousmane Dembele and his agent have an agreement in principle with Juventus. I liked Usman Dembele a lot when he was at Borussia Dortmund. Before Borussia Dortmund, he was at Rennes. Dembele has never played in the Premier League, so do you think if he come to the Premier League, he would exceed expectations? Now, Ralph Rangnick has told Dean Henderson that he cannot leave Manchester United on loan next month. Dean Henderson wants regular game time, and he's not getting it at Manchester United. Henderson has only made 2 appearances this season. He was in goal for the games against West Ham in the Carabao Cup and the game against Young Boys at Old Trafford. Henderson doesn't get in goal much now because revert back to last summer, De Gea reclaimed that number 1 spot back. Earlier on in the season, Henderson had COVID for a while, but towards the end of last season, Henderson got that number 1 jersey, and he did well in a lot of the games he was in goal for last season. Henderson has got that experience behind him because he endured 2 successful loans with Sheffield. He's also had other loan spells before with Stockport, Grimsby and Shrewsbury. Before the start of last season, Henderson signed a 5-year contract with Manchester United with an option of a 6th year. Henderson now regrets signing that new long-term contract. Tottenham are said to be interested in Henderson, and Ajax are interested in a loan until the end of the season. There's quite a few players that are going to leave Manchester United next year. So obviously you know the news on Anthony Martial. Manchester United recently rejected a loan offer from Sevilla for Martial. He did say the other week that Sevilla reached an agreement in principle to sign Martial, but it said Martial's wages are the stumbling block for Sevilla. Martial receives around £240,000 a week at Manchester United. There's been other clubs in for Martial, not only Sevilla. Arsenal have inquired about him. Earlier on in the season, it said Newcastle wanted him on loan, and it said Newcastle were ready to pay a £6 million loan fee to sign Martial. Atletico Madrid were also planning a swap deal for him. Juventus were in for him. Said Juventus wanted him on loan, and Barcelona also went in for him. Prior to the Newcastle game, Ralph Rangnick confirmed that Anthony Martial wants to leave Manchester United. Last Wednesday, Martial held talks with Ralph Rangnick over his future. Earlier on this month, Martial's agent confirmed that Martial wants to leave Manchester United in January. Man United did set a £30 million asking price on Martial. Martial is demanding more game time. He's getting nowhere near enough game time at Manchester United. Martial's got a minor injury at the moment, by the way. Martial's not good enough to represent the club. I thought he was decent last season, but the best season he enjoyed at Man United was his debut season under Louis van Gaal. Martial's been at Manchester United for 7 years. He's got 2.5 years left on his contract. Martial has scored 79 goals in 268 games in all competitions. Manchester United paid an initial fee of £36 million for him from Monaco back in 2015. Edinson Cavani, he's leaving Manchester United next year. If he doesn't leave next month, he'll leave in the summer. Earlier on this season, it said Cavani agreed to join Barcelona on an 18-month contract. It said obviously Barcelona was seeing Cavani as a replacement for Aguero, because Aguero recently retired due to heart problems. There again, Barcelona have just signed Ferran Torres from Man City. Cavani's also been linked with Juventus, and Cavani earlier on in the season rejected a move to Boca Juniors. Cavani's contract at Man United expires in the summer. Cavani recently rescued a point for Manchester United against Newcastle because he came off the bench and scored the equalising goal. The goal was fortuitous because Cavani's shot got deflected off Lascelles' boot and went into the right-hand corner of the net. But Cavani's first shot got blocked by the Newcastle defence. Cavani's just come back from injury. Cavani initially lost his place in the team with the club re-signing Ronaldo last summer. I do think Cavani will be starting tonight against Burnley. He'll play up top alongside Ronaldo because I think Cavani and Ronaldo complement each other very well. You know, they played together in the 3-0 win against Tottenham earlier on in the season. Manchester United got Cavani on a free transfer from PSG in the summer of 2020. Cavani's got a good pedigree behind him because look at the amount of silverware he won when he was at PSG, and he was also a long-serving player when he was at PSG. Juan Mata, he'll be leaving Manchester United next year. Mata's contract at Man United expires in the summer. Revert back to earlier on in the year. Man United extended Mata's contract for a further year. Mata doesn't really get in the team, plus he's ageing up and he's lost that yard of pace. But despite all of that, he has had a good career at Manchester United. Mata has made over 200 appearances in all competitions and he's scored over 50 goals. Juan Mata's been at Manchester United for 8 years, so reflecting on that, he's been a long-serving player. Manchester United got Mata from Chelsea back in 2014 for 40 million. Brought him in under the David Moyes era. Man United will loan Amad Diallo out next year. Jesse Lingard, he'll leave in the summer because earlier on this season it said Lingard will be staying at Man United in January to fight for his place under Ralph Rangnick. As you all know, Lingard wanted to leave Man United under Solskjaer. Man United did set a £20 million asking price on Lingard for him to leave next month. Lingard may as well leave next month though because he doesn't really get in the team. And plus Lingard's contract expires in the summer. Newcastle were in for Lingard, but they're no longer in for him now. West Ham have obviously wanted to re-sign him. The second half of last season he enjoyed a 4-month loan spell with West Ham and he made an impact. And earlier on this season I heard that he wanted to go abroad. Lingard's been part of Manchester United for a long time. He risen up our academy in that. He's had his good periods at United, he's also had his bad periods. He's had quite a few loan spells as Lingard. With like Birmingham, Brighton, Derby and Leicester. And also West Ham. Donnie Van Der Beek, he'll leave I think in the summer. Because earlier on this season it said Donnie Van Der Beek, he's not allowed to leave Man United in January as Van Der Beek is valued by Ralph Rangnick. Van Der Beek's just not getting enough opportunities at Manchester United. And revert back to when we had Solskjaer, Van Der Beek was very frustrated. Revert back towards the end of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's managerial tenure, Van Der Beek actually confirmed that he's leaving Man United in January. Van Der Beek will be starting tonight against Burnley. He'll come in for Bruno Fernandes. Van Der Beek has been at Manchester United for over a year and a half. This season's been his second full season at Man United. Man United got Van Der Beek in a deal worth 40 million with add-ons included. He's got a contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option of a further year and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. Matic, he's also leaving next year. Matic is in contention to play in this game against Burnley as McTominay had discomfort in the game against Newcastle. So he'll come in for McTominay. I think Matic will play alongside Fred tonight. Matic isn't one of our first choice midfielders, but despite that he still seems to get his opportunities. Matic is the only predominant centre defensive midfielder that Man United have got. Manchester United got Matic from Chelsea back in 2017 for 40 million. Pogba, if he leaves next year, he'll leave in the summer. Because as you all know, the Manchester Evening News said the other week that Man United are not negotiating a Paul Pogba transfer next month. He said Man United expect Pogba to stay in January despite Pogba nearing the end of his current contract. Pogba's contract expires in the summer. Revert back to the start of the season, Pogba rejected a new Man United contract offer. Pogba's still out with a muscle injury at the moment. He's been out this muscle injury for a while. He got the muscle injury in France training earlier on in the season, but the good news is from Man United perspective, he's very close to returning. He has been a miss because towards the start of this season, he was in scintillating form, was Pogba. He's got 7 assists so far in the league this season. And he produced good performances for Man United in the last couple of months of last season, but at one point last season he was out with a thigh injury for a while. I think Jones and Bailly are also leaving the club next year. Tellez could also leave next year. Do you think Dalot will leave next year? There again though, Tellez and Dalot have appeared to be our first choice fullbacks under Ralph Rangnick. And obviously Henderson, I thought he was leaving in January, but like I've just said earlier on, Rangnick's told Dean Henderson he can't leave Man United on loan in January. So there you go. Now, like I updated you yesterday, there was reports coming out saying that Ralph Rangnick is losing the dressing room at Manchester United. And it said the mood at Manchester United is very low. He said the squad struggle with Rangnick's training change. Rangnick has been Manchester United's interim manager for a month. So far, Rangnick is unbeaten. He's managed 5 games in all competitions so far. He's won 3 and he's drawn 2. So you can say he has enjoyed a pretty good start to his managerial career at Manchester United. If Rangnick does well as the interim manager, there is a chance he'll get the Man United job on a permanent basis. So Rangnick is Man United's interim manager until the end of the season. Then he did mention that Rangnick will continue in a consultancy role for a further 2 years. There again, Rangnick's been warned that he could lose the consultancy role if he fails to get Manchester United into the Champions League. Rangnick has made some changes at Manchester United because he's brought 3 additions in the other week. Manchester United confirmed the appointment of Ewan Sharp as an assistant coach and analyst. Obviously, Ewan Sharp knows Rangnick well because he's worked with him before. He also knows Chris Armas well because he's worked with him twice before. Man United got Ewan Sharp from Lokomotiv Moscow before Sharp worked at Toronto FC and New York Red Bulls. Earlier on in the season, Rangnick recommended Chris Armasin as an assistant, and he also recommended Saz Chalenzin as a sports psychologist. And by the way, it said not so long ago that Old Trafford is set for a revamp. Said Man United is set to increase the capacity to 80,000. Before Manchester United, Ralph Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. Manchester United must back Rangnick in the January transfer window. Rangnick has been given £75 million to spend. I'm expecting Man United to enjoy a quiet January transfer window, because Romano's already said that Man United's main focus on new signings is the summer, not January. So in January we'll be focusing more on the outgoings than the incomings. There's a lot of players that Manchester United have been linked with. Obviously, Man United have been linked with Julian Alvarez from River Plate. It said not so long ago that Man United were in advanced talks with River Plate for Julian Alvarez. Julian Alvarez has a £17 million release clause. Obviously, Rangnick wants Erling Haaland at Man United a few weeks ago. Rangnick spoke with Erling Haaland's father, Alf Hinch Haaland, over the possibility of his son making a move to Manchester United next year, and it said Man United are ready to trigger Erling Haaland's release clause. Well, Haaland's release clause doesn't become active until the summer. He has a release clause of £60 million. Haaland is under contract with Borussia Dortmund until 2024. Obviously, Manchester United have been relentlessly linked with Amadou Haidara from RB Leipzig. Earlier on this season, Rangnick did say that he wanted Amadou Haidara as his first signing at Man United. Obviously, he knows the player well because Ralph used to manage RB Leipzig. And Haidara has already admitted that he's a Manchester United fan and a Cristiano Ronaldo fan. He has a £33 million release clause. In recent weeks, Manchester United have been linked with Boubacar Kamara from Marseille. The last time I read it said Boubacar Kamara's contract talks with Marseille stalled. His contract at Marseille expires next year. Earlier on in the season, it did actually say that Man United agreed terms on a £10 million deal to sign Boubacar Kamara, and it said Kamara was set to become the first signing of the Rangnick era. Recently, Man United have been in for Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen. Wirtz is rated at £60 million. Rangnick also admires Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham. Well, The Athletic said the other week that Rangnick's identified a tall midfielder as a top priority for Man United to replace Matic. And in recent weeks, Man United have been linked with Rudiger and Frankie de Jong. I think Man United will make one signing in January, 2 signings at the most. And in the summer, I can assure that Manchester United will appoint a permanent manager. Man United are looking for the 5th permanent manager since Ferguson, because Manchester United have sacked 4 permanent managers since Ferguson, even though Man United are not really known as a sacking football club. The 4 managers we sacked David Moyes, we sacked Louis van Gaal, we sacked Jose Mourinho, and last month Manchester United sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Now, as you all know, Manchester United play Burnley tonight at Old Trafford. It's a 8:15 kick-off. This game against Burnley is Manchester United's final game of 2021. And it's a must-win game for Manchester United if Man United are to keep the top 4 hopes alive. You know, we have got games in hand over Arsenal and West Ham, because obviously prior to the Newcastle game, you know, Man United had the last 2 games postponed because of positive COVID tests. You know, Man United had the games against Brentford and Brighton postponed. Man United are coming into this game against Burnley on the back of a 1-1 draw with Newcastle. It was a shocking performance against Newcastle. And Rangnick even mentioned that he didn't like the performance at all against Newcastle. So obviously he's demanding massive improvements from Man United. Manchester United were lucky to draw with Newcastle. Like I said, it was Cavani and De Gea that saved Manchester United. And the bad performance was no excuse, because Man United hadn't played for 16 days. Bruno Fernandes won't be playing any part in this game against Burnley because, as you all know, Bruno Fernandes is suspended. Fernandes got his 5th yellow card of the Premier League season against Newcastle. I thought Fernandes was very poor against Newcastle recently, if I'm going to be honest with you. He's enjoying a poor season, Fernandes, and I'm shocked in that aspect because last season he was superb. Obviously, Pogba is still not available at the moment, still out with that muscle injury. Lindelof won't be playing tonight because he's got COVID. As for Burnley, they should have played Everton not so long ago, but that game got postponed due to COVID. Burnley are really struggling. They are sitting 18th in the Premier League, so Burnley are in the relegation zone. They could go down this season, Burnley. I do know quite a few of the players that Burnley have got. They've got some good players in their team. Obviously, Burnley have got Vidra. He's a good player. They've also got Jay Rodriguez. He's also good. Burnley have also got Chris Wood. Chris Wood is probably the best player Burnley have got. Burnley got Chris Wood from Leeds. I think he's been far superior at Burnley to as he was at Leeds. Burnley have also got Ashley Barnes. He's good. Ashley Barnes has been out with injury. Not too sure if he's going to play any part tonight. Burnley have also got Ashley Westwood. I think he's a midfielder. Burnley have also got Aaron Lennon. Aaron Lennon is a former Everton, Tottenham and Leeds player. They've also got Jack Cork. They've got Josh Brownhill. They've got Goodmanson. They've also got Matthew Lawton. I think he's a defender. They've also got James Tarkowski. He's a very good centre-half for Burnley. They've also got Eric Peters. They've got Benjamin Mee. They've got Charlie Taylor. They've also got McNeil. They've got Phil Bardsley. Phil Bardsley's a former Sunderland player. They've got Eric Peters. Burnley have also got Dale Stephens. Now, Dale Stephens has been out with COVID. I think they got Dale Stephens from Brighton. They've also got Maxwell Cornet. Maxwell Cornet's recently been out with injury. Connor Roberts, they've got him. He's recently been out with COVID. So there you go. And the goalkeepers that Burnley have got, obviously they've got Wayne Hennessy, Nick Pope and Will Norris. Is Nick Pope Burnley's first choice keeper, if I'm right? I'm not too sure. Burnley's manager is Sean Dyche. He's been a long-serving manager at Burnley. He's been at Burnley for almost a decade. So he's remained loyal to them for so many years. He's got a contract with Burnley until 2025. Before Burnley, Sean Dyche had a spell with Watford. Obviously, this fixture last season at Old Trafford was 3-1 to Manchester United. Manchester United beat Burnley at Turf Moor last season 1-0. Last time Burnley won at Old Trafford was back in January 2020, they won 2-0. Manchester United don't lose to Burnley often. The last time we lost at Turf Moor to Burnley was back in 2009. That was 1-0 to Burnley when Robbie Blake scored that tremendous volley. Manchester United's first game of 2022 is Wolves, and then after Wolves it's Aston Villa in the FA Cup. As you all know, in February, Manchester United have got Atletico Madrid in the last 16 of the Champions League. But I hope Man United can finish in the top 4 this season, because it would be a disaster if we finished out of the top 4. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop me comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very soon.